Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 4.
Here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. A man from Duluth has been arrested in connection to a shooting in Beltrami County last week. Beltrami County sheriffs say that 21-year-old Montana Cutbank was arrested on Saturday afternoon. He was booked into the county jail on charges of second-degree murder, aggravated robbery, felon in possession of a firearm, and an outstanding warrant. Cutbank will be formally charged tomorrow. A Bemidji man is dead after being mistaken for a deer and shot in Beltrami County. Sheriffs say the incident happened last Wednesday evening, either on or near the Red Lake Reservation. The deceased man, Lucas Dudley, was hunting along Irvine Avenue when he was shot by a hunter, Rain Stately. Stately told police that because it was dark out, he mistook Dudley for a deer. The incident is still under investigation. And Moderna has released more data for its coronavirus vaccine candidate and is now seeking emergency use from the FDA. This data found an efficacy rate of 94.1% with minimal side effects and safety issues. Moderna says they plan to request an emergency use authorization from the FDA today. And Merriam-Webster's word of the year for 2020 comes as no surprise to anyone dealing with the daily stress of the coronavirus. They announced today that pandemic is its 2020 word of the year. The word took on urgent distinction in March when the coronavirus crisis was called a pandemic. The online dictionary's editor-in-chief says searches in March for pandemic were over 115,000% higher than the same time last year. Coronavirus was among the runners-up. That wraps up today's Top 4 at 4. Now let's get a first look at our weather with meteorologist Nathan Hopper. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Callie. Happy Monday to you. And woke up to a cold one this morning, but the good news is we did warm up a little bit through the afternoon hours. Take a look at those morning temperatures today. Got down to 3 degrees in Washkish, 3 degrees in Roseau, and then saw 7 degrees this morning for our friends there in Grand Forks, 10 degrees this morning in Fargo. So definitely a cold one to get us going this morning. Even saw some patchy frost developing even late last night with how cold things were. But look at these temperatures now. Jamestown, 42 degrees out there right now, 38 in Devil's Lake, 35 in Grand Forks, 34 in Fargo. Still coolest off toward Baudette. Out the door this evening at 25 degrees. Now, satellite and radar is clear and quiet, perhaps a few thin clouds here or there through Roseau, Marshall counties, even to say Pennington County, Red Lake County as well. But really, those are thin clouds and no concerns for us. But look at these winds out of the south around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And so these south winds, even a gust there at 24 miles per hour in Fargo this evening. So those south winds, Callie, will make for not quite as cold of a night tonight, which is the good news. But of course, we've got a whole week ahead of us moving into December tomorrow. So we'll get folks set up for that first week of December coming up in a couple minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Nathan. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz addressed the coronavirus situation in the state this afternoon. He said that Minnesotans did well in heeding health officials' warnings to stay home over the Thanksgiving holiday. But experts are still concerned about a surge in the coming weeks. Over 1,800 Minnesotans are hospitalized with the virus, and the governor warns that hospitals in the Twin Cities metro are nearly full. We'll have more on the governor's press conference this evening on Valley News Live at 5. And the University of North Dakota is holding a COVID-19 testing event in Grand Forks tomorrow. The event is open to the public and will run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at UND's High Performance Center. Testing is available at no cost to people 5 years and older. Masks and social distancing will be required. You can pre-register for testing at testreg.nd.gov. And now that we're on the other side of the Thanksgiving holiday period, the TSA has released the number of people who traveled through U.S. airports. The TSA says nearly 1.2 million people traveled through U.S. airports yesterday. That's the highest number since the coronavirus pandemic gripped the country back in March. Public health officials pleaded with Americans to stay put for Thanksgiving amid surging coronavirus cases, and some of them did. Last year, airport crowds often topped 2 million people per day over the Thanksgiving holiday. And the North Dakota Department of Health is reminding everyone that if your child uses a car seat, it's worth the extra effort to make sure it's installed properly. Luckily, there are free resources available to help. You can consult the child passenger safety technician online, in person, or over the phone. Here in Fargo, you can make an appointment at either of the Sanford Children's Safety Center locations. And Air Force nurses are in training across North Dakota, getting ready to become part of the staff at 6 hospitals in the state. This group of nurses is training at Trinity Hospital in Minot. Through FEMA, the Department of Defense is providing support to the COVID-19 response. They sent 60 nurses and other medical personnel to North Dakota, where they now fanned out at several hospitals. Getting the lay of the land and learning how they can best integrate, they'll be supporting 6 hospitals in 4 cities, including Essentia Health and Sanford Medical Center in Fargo and All True Health Center in Grand Forks. And Minnesota regulators have given the green light to a controversial oil pipeline project. The permit for Enbridge Energy's Line 3 crude oil pipeline replacement has been approved. The Minnesota portion of the pipeline is nearly 300 miles long, and it stretches from the northwestern part of the state to the Wisconsin border. The replacement segments in Canada, North Dakota, and Wisconsin have already been completed. And it's the biggest online shopping day of the year, and millions are doing the bulk of their shopping online due to the pandemic. We have some tips on how to stay safe while you cyber shop. First, watch out for fake websites and phishing emails. Second, beware of scams. Never mail cash or wire money, and if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Third, use a credit card rather than a debit card while shopping online. That way, if your information gets stolen, the criminals can't drain your bank account. And finally, make sure to track your packages so you'll know when it's supposed to arrive, and you can watch out for it. And the White House unveils the 2020 White House Christmas decor. This year's theme is America the Beautiful, a tribute to the majesty and spirit of our nation. With ribbons flowing and lights shining throughout the White House, a Gold Star family tree honors our nation's heroes and their families in the East Wing. With the names of fallen service members written on the ribbon on the tree, holiday cards sent by previous first families over the past 12 administrations are also on display this year. And we want to remind you, as you're doing your Cyber Monday shopping, Valley News Live is teaming up again with the Great Plains Food Bank for a virtual food drive. From food to personal hygiene products and diapers, there are a number of items you can purchase and donate right from your phone. Every $50 donation provides 150 meals to those who need it most. To find out more, download our free BNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. And coming up on Valley News Live at 4, presumptive President-elect Joe Biden has announced some historic appointees to his cabinet. We'll have the details next.
And temperatures in Fargo under clear skies this evening, cooling into those 20s for us this Monday, with those south winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour in Fargo. And then for our friends up toward the north in Grand Forks, you also have clear skies expected for this evening and not quite as cold tonight. We'll break down your full forecast next.